The voice of sharing Durian ASEAN.
Hi, good morning. We're back to our ASEAN breakfast call and moving on to our Blast from the Grassroots session. And today we will be speaking to a local band called Back to Basixx. So say hello, guys.
Hey, what's up?
So you want to introduce yourselves and tell us what do you do in the band, each of you? Starting with Kyle.
Hi everyone. I'm Kyle, and I'm the tallest member of the band.
And you are the vocalist as
Actually,
well?
all of us are vocalists.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Brendan, also known as Basixx. I am the old one in the band, the oldest member. Kind of, yeah.
I'm Devon C, and according to everybody, I'm the cutest and the shortest one.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Daryl. I play the guitar in the band, and I'm the bearded one.
He sings too loud.
Yeah.
And then we also have John Legend in the house.
Yeah, my name's Christian. I have a few positions in the band that I'd rather not mention. But yeah, apparently I look like John Legend though. I don't see it though.
So, what kind of music do you guys do? How would you categorize it? Or
It started off with
I think we should have a small meeting outside to discuss it.
it actually started off from us actually loving things, music from the past.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us are Boys to Men fans.
Okay.
We're like hardcore Boys to Men fans, and we started off with that. It was one Boys to Men song, and we moved from there. And we like to mix things up a bit, so we like to bring something from the past, and also kind of take things from there and make it new now.
So is there a term for it, or
Is there a
that's
term
just
for
how
it?
you describe it every time?
More or less I think the most generic term for it would be boy band.
Yeah,
since
but
we all have chest hair, right? We're
Yeah.
a man band.
Yeah, we like to. We actually tell this to everyone for every show that we do. We tell everyone that we're not a boy band and that we're a man band.
It's very rare that I hear a guy saying that, I'm a Boys to Men fan, though, because boys are usually like, oh, I'm a metal fan, like rock bands.
I think we all love different types of music.
Okay.
I love rock as well, but it's nice to to have an a cappella group, where you can sing in harmonies and all that. It's quite fulfilling actually, to be honest.
I want to know, are you guys bringing back a cappella in the music scene in Malaysia? Because as far as I know, a cappella was a very 90s or 80s music genre.
Yeah, well, I think we're trying to. We are trying to, and not so much bring it back, but to inject our own flavor into society of our a cappella music. It's like the R&B thing. We're trying to bring that back because if you notice nowadays in the market, R&B is more or less dying, I would say, isn't it? Yeah.
But we're not only an a cappella band. I mean, we do a cappella stuff. It's fun to do because you're doing something different from the usual. Some a whole band is playing and then you're harmonizing. This is basically depending on vocals.
Yeah.
So it's not something new.
How's the reception? How do you think the audience react to a cappella as opposed to the conventional?
I don't know, so far, the shows that we've been doing, it's because like when we do shows, it's not only about us singing, but we also put our flavor, our personality in it as well. So far, we've been getting pretty good response.
Yeah, really good reception.
Pretty good reception. And the interesting part about it is that when we actually do songs like songs from Boys to Men or songs from like
All for One.
Yeah. And when we do that back, you can see the crowd. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I
love
remember that
this song,
I
yeah.
love that song," and they actually like tune in.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blast from the past for them, I think, as well. And they become very interactive with us as well.
And that's what we love also, their response to us.
Yeah.
Because we bring back the music from the past. And
So how did you guys come together? Or maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background.
Very interesting.
Actually, we're family. Kyle, you wanna?
Okay. Christian, Daryl and myself, we're cousins.
Okay.
We're actually first cousins.
Yeah.
So we grew up with each
all our
other.
lives, yeah.
Now, Brendan and I met when I was 14 years old, and we took part in this
What's it called again?
Singing
Boys,
competition?
Boys, have you got it? Or something
Yeah,
like that.
Brill Cream Boys, have you got it?
And it was an NTV7.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So did you have it?
I entered the finals. Both of us entered the finals. He was with another guy. He was doing a duet thing. I was doing a solo thing, and I was performing Backstreet Boys like that. And we both entered the finals, but I then got kicked out, and he moved on to the grand finals. So I met him, about 13 years ago, 14 years ago, and we became friends ever since.
So you were like, if I can't beat him, I'm just gonna join him.
We actually didn't meet for a long time, right? Because when I went overseas to do like some studies, and I haven't met. How many years roughly? Almost 10.
Okay,
10 plus.
in that 14 years, I saw you 7 times. we hung out for like 5 times, and then you went off to Australia to study, and then in that remaining years, I think I bumped into you twice. And you're like, okay, bro, we'll catch up. And then, then it goes here.
So we have a go way.
So what happened was Devon and I, we both were at a show. I don't know if you heard of Darren Tay's and Honest Mistake Records. They have a show at Laundry every Thursday night.
Yeah,
and
so it's called a YouTube Thursday.
Yeah, it was a YouTube Thursday. This is your indie scene, this is what's happening on the ground right now. And Devon, we didn't know each other, of course. Devon was, I think, the slot before me. And so these two, Devon and Bren, were chilling there. I think Bren was doing a guest performance with him. And Brendan was chilling with Devon. And I heard these two singing, they sounded like... Because besides myself, I didn't know there was... And Kyle, I didn't know there was any other R&B people in the scene. Okay. So they were chilling, and then I was, hey, I want to sing with you guys. And then he showed up later that evening, and I was like, you know what, we should just get on stage and just do a Boys to Men song.
Yeah, it was funny actually, because what happened was when I was chilling with Christian, we were just jamming, and all of a sudden, I don't know what actually prompted you to say, do you know my cousin Kyle?
Yeah.
And
I don't know why.
Yeah, and I was like, there's only one Kyle. And then I asked him, is it that big, tall, big size guy, Bigfoot? And then,
thanks,
Bigfoot. And then he was like, yeah, that's the guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, you should so call him. And then after that, he...
then basically I got off work, went to see them perform. I think we sang the song twice outside of Laundry.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we said, okay, let's go up. That time was just the 4 of us. So we went up, we performed 2 songs, right? I'll Make Love to You.
Yeah, that's right.
This I Promise
You.
You. And... the girls were screaming, so I thought,
okay,
hey,
we can do this.
We can do this. I could get used to this. And a week later, we decided to get together and just jam it out, And we went to Merdekaya to jam out at the field there. And so happened, Daryl was performing with his friend. He plays guitar for his friend. And while we were jamming in the park, Daryl came along to say goodbye, and he brought the guitar and he said, hey, come on, let's just join us and jam with us. And we've been together ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice that it worked out so conveniently for you
Yeah,
guys.
honestly, it's I would say it's fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a blessing because everything was very impromptu.
Yeah.
Christian and Devon meeting was very impromptu. Me getting in touch with Brandon from that day was very impromptu.
And I think this is something that we all have always wanted to do from a very young age. Yeah. I always want to be part of an a cappella group.
So how long have you guys been together as Back to Basixx?
January.
Yeah.
Since January.
This year.
Yeah.
This year. Wow. That's
All
very
of this,
recent.
whatever we've mentioned, has happened this year.
Was it January? January.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was January.
Oh yeah, that's very recent.
Yeah, so we've been together for now is what, August?
8 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you guys working on an album?
We've written a single,
Okay.
and we're in the process of recording it at the moment. Maybe we can slip you a preview of a chorus maybe later.
Okay.
But
That'd be great.
it will definitely be pushing it out and everything. Like we've played it once or twice at a few shows, and we have a show at No Black Tie on the 13th.
Yeah, 13th of August, together with this awesome band called Faz.
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, we'll be...
Oh, Faz was in here a few weeks back.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Awesome.
There you go.
I love that band. And we're doing that with them on the 13th of August. So
Yeah.
if you want to hear our single...
That will be this Sunday, is it?
No.
This Sunday, next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Next
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. Is it free? Is there a cover
There is a
charge?
cover charge.
There's actually a cover charge, 30 ringgit per entry.
Will you be selling your single there?
No.
We
We're still in
haven't
the
finished
process of
the
recording.
mix and everything yet, but
But we'll be performing
we'll be performing it now, that's for sure, yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, have you guys been performing in other places since you guys came together?
Yeah,
What
almost on
other-
a
Monthly basis.
Yeah, not
Weekly
even monthly.
basis,
I think almost bi-weekly.
Almost weekly.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly, yeah.
Almost weekly.
Basically for like my shows, like I do my solo. I think all of us, we all have our solo projects as well.
Oh, okay.
So Christian does his own thing, Brent does his own thing. Daryl used to do something with another friend.
He plays
now
Pathfinder.
He's now into board games. Devon performs very regularly, and I
Okay.
just finished doing my solo thing at Laundry. And every time we have our own solo shows, we basically do a back to basics,
Yeah.
mini back to
At
basics.
least one or
together.
two songs.
At least one or two songs.
But you perform regularly at Laundry, don't you?
I was
always
performing.
see your picture there.
I was performing regularly for the past 2 months. I was
Okay.
one of the artists for the 2 months. Now not anymore. So every time I performed at Laundry, we did back to basics,
basics,
a small back to basics session. So that was bi-weekly lah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every 2 weeks we perform once. In this year, I think every month we perform.
Yeah.
We even took part in a singing competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first time actually one of our first performances though.
Yeah.
That was also quite impromptu. So we just decided like we saw the competition. We just like decided to just join. It was organized by Help University.
I think we joined it because it was a recording deal. Which never transpired, so whatever, man. Yeah.
But
It was actually by Help College. It was called Lost and Found Talent Show. or something. So we just rocked up there, just try to like let's just do it for the fun of it. And what was funny about it was that we were the oldest there.
Oh.
yeah,
And then we were sitting down there looking at all this talent. We were like, what?
Why do you have to mention that? You know?
I'm just saying. Like, because it's amazing that how young talents nowadays they're really coming out. And we all there were just like, wow, so much young talent and so much. It's so
I felt
nice.
so old.
We feel so old.
So
And
you
we
guys
didn't
feel
think-
like you're the veterans of the
Yeah, we feel
industry.
so-
We didn't think we would win as well.
Yeah, because they were really
There was
good.
so much talent.
Yeah.
So we were pretty shocked when they actually called it. It said we called us up on stage and we became it's like final 2, and we won the competition. So yeah, it was a bit of a wow.
Yeah. it
Oh,
was-
congratulations.
Thank you.
Even if we hadn't won, we really had
Yeah,
a
it was
blast. Yeah.
amazing. We had
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
What about in terms of music background? All you guys, did you have you been playing music since you were very young? Did you
Yeah.
go for music lessons?
You want to go one by one?
Yeah, go on. Sorry, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Well, I'm John Legend, so yeah.
Okay, we're done with you.
I started singing and everything for as long as I can remember. I can't remember not singing. Then I picked up the guitar around 10, the piano around 16. Drums, I don't know, somewhere along the line. I played the bass after I picked up the piano after I picked up the guitar as well. But I went into jazz first. I was into rock first, and then I went to jazz. So I basically covered the whole spectrum of possible music. Yeah, of whatever you can possibly cover.
How about
Daryl, it's
Daryl.
now your turn to speak.
Yeah,
Daryl.
Daryl.
You have to speak.
What's up? Well, for me, my dad's a musician. He's been a musician since he was 10 years old. So yeah,
so you kind of grew up?
yeah, as long
Yeah.
as I can remember, I've always had like a drumstick in my hand or a guitar, chicken drumstick. Too.
Specify which one.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been playing music since I was a kid, like, actually. Mostly in church and stuff like that, and now it's started to come up and just chill out with my cousins and have some fun.
Okay.
That's it.
Devon.
Yeah, I think from what I remember, I started singing when I was 5, thanks to my grandmother. She always pushed me to sing for my family members in Australia and KL. And the first song I can remember I started singing was Lemon Tree. Yeah.
98 flashback.
Yeah. And then I just naturally, and my grandmother pushed me again as well to start playing the piano. And then I naturally just fell in love with the guitar, and after that, a few years later, the ukulele. And I just decided music was my passion, and I just couldn't see myself not doing music. So, yeah.
Okay. Brandon?
Do you have 5 minutes because he...
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Long story.
Well, back in the 1600s. I'm not kidding. No, as far as I remember, I used to sing in school last time. I think when I was like Form 1 or Standard 6. I used to perform. Whenever in school has anything, I would sing and perform. And then eventually when I went to when I went to Stella Maris when I was 15, I even performed a lot more. And during that few years, I was also performing outside and sing a lot with some local artists here and there. And Devon and I were in the same school.
Okay.
So yeah,
He's my senior.
Senior. Shut up. And so I just kept singing since then. And I went overseas, did some singing there as well. And then I just came back. It's just like Devon, music has been part of my life, and especially singing now. Yeah,
And you teach singing as well.
Yeah, I'm a vocal teacher now
Wow.
as well.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah. So vocal and singing has been kind of like my medicine for anything.
Okay. Let's move to the big guy.
All right. Okay, the first time I ever performed was in Standard 3 with my late best friend. We performed I Swear.
I swear.
And then and that was in Standard 3. So the first time I remember like singing, besides your whole kindergarten shows and stuff like that, was 9. And then 10 years old, continued. And primary school, basically every year I performed. I performed NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, All for One.
Yeah,
so the type of music we're singing now is exactly what how I started off. Except for the dancing. Then in secondary school, I took part in the competitions in school and stuff like that. Won quite a few titles in in secondary school, and in uni as well. And let's see, I've taken part in almost any singing competition except for Academy Fantasia.
Oh, yeah, he was in Malaysian Idol as well, right?
Oh, wait.
I took part in Malaysian Idol.
Which year was that?
Second season.
Okay.
Came out top 100. And one in a million. Okay, that one I didn't qualify for. The furthest I've qualified was that. And I think I've been singing ever since. I do my solo thing. I've been in a band. I've been a judge for singing competitions. So, back to Basixx.
Okay, that's interesting. I think it's great that you guys are trying to bring back the boy band feeling, because I kind of grew up with NSYNC, Backstreet Boys and all, and I think the boy band these days, I guess we have One Direction and The Wanted, but it just doesn't feel the same. It's
Notice the sigh.
It's great that you're still bringing back that old 90s, early 90s, late 90s feeling. But
yeah, exactly.
so apart from that, any other ventures that you guys are working on, future projects?
I think we're just right now. I think we're just whatever time we have together. Whether one of us is busy, the four of us would normally meet up and just trash out ideas. I think because music has become so vast, in a sense that you've got EDM now that's on a high. Then you've got your boy bands that's also making a scene. You know, you got your One Direction. Then what's the
5 seconds of summer.
5 seconds of summer.
I actually don't know that band.
Yeah, and
My grandfather actually introduced that band to me.
that's funny. Boy band, right? Your grandfather.
My
exactly.
grandfather introduced it to me.
So because music is so vast, we're trying to find a unique sound with us. I mean, we do our acapella. We love the old stuff, but I think it's a lot of idea generation when we meet up. Because like I said, music is very vast, and we're trying to find the right.
Yeah, but I think more like in terms of goal setting, like our next target would be to get our single on the radio.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that would definitely be our next goal.
But are you guys actually planning on coming up with an album
Yeah, eventually.
Definitely.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah.
by this year?
Not too soon.
Next year, maybe mid next year and next year.
But hopefully this year for the single. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we're trying for that.
Maybe 1-2 singles.
Because I think at the end of the day, all of us got daytime commitments, and Christian is in the music industry. He does music professionally.
And he's also a chiropractor.
Yeah.
I'm a physical therapist.
Physical
but,
therapist. Right.
Devon. Basically, everyone here is doing music except for me.
Okay.
I'm doing business, so time constraints is an issue. But whenever I'm not working, I'm basically doing music. So we're just trying to find as much time as we can to do as much as we can, doing something we love, lah.
But how's it like doing music full time? Is that because I've spoken to a lot of other musicians as well, and they always say that you need to have a day job, like something else, something besides music.
Actually,
so how are you finding it?
I know a lot of musicians who who are musicians full time, and it's really something you got to dedicate yourself to if you know that that's what you want. And I mean, you got to completely understand the music business. You know what I mean? Every avenue in which you can make money from, you have to venture into it. You know what I mean? You can't leave anything out of it. You know, because it is so vast. It's so vast, so many possibilities. But it's definitely possible. Yeah.
But was it ever difficult for you that you thought of maybe giving up or looking for alternative sources?
It does get difficult, but like I have my solo project, and then I'm involved with production of music production stuff, and so yeah, there are quite a few things that you can always generate revenue from, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. I will be honest with you, like especially when we're starting up and everything, it is tough. It is tough, yeah. But you just kind of put your faith in God and just go through it. You know that that's what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just go through it now.
Anything you guys want to add on to that?
I actually had an interview by Malay Mail regarding this exact same question.
Okay.
And, the thing about what Christian said is absolutely true. Basically, you can't. It's very hard to just do music, but there are a lot of different avenues that you can generate income from. In the music industry, you know, like songwriting, you have your production, you can organize music shows, you know, you got all of that. But with the current economical situation where everything is getting really expensive, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough, and doing music, if we were playing around the world and stuff like that, I would put my business aside for a bit, but I wouldn't give it up totally. Yeah, so it's very hard for me, especially now, because the only thing I know how to do is sing and perform. I don't know how to mix. I don't know how to play an instrument. Yeah.
So, because you were talking about like all the different avenues, so would you say that maybe singing alone is not enough? That you need to know all your other stuff as well?
Yeah, especially in this day and age, you need to understand the entire spectrum. Yeah, you need to understand the marketing aspect. You need to understand the production aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because nowadays you get people producing music from their rooms. You know what I mean? And they understand the spectrum in terms of like arrangement, mixing, production. You know, the marketing side of it. So they become like a one-man label itself. You know what I mean? So in this day and age, if you want to make it, it's. I think it's very important. Fortunately for us, we've got 5 heads, lah. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are those out there that I know, musicians who just sing with the band every night. I mean, it is, I'm not saying it's not feasible, but you gotta work really hard, lah. You're talking about every night, and you're talking about, you know, your working hours is from 7 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and then entertaining people till 4 5 o'clock, and then you.
I think it all boils down to your to the passion that you have, because like we 5 of us were really passionate with music. Like for me also personally, like I teach a lot during the day, and sometimes like these guys know it. Like my schedule is so crazy.
You teach music?
I teach music, and also I teach IGCSE for science. Okay. So my classes and usually is like throughout the full day. Then the only time when I have to practice with these guys or shows is at night. So for me, it's like really, really a long. Every day is like a long day, but at the end it boils down to the love that you have. Like I love spending time with these guys and just jamming and singing and putting voices together. And I think at the end of the day, like what Christian said, I just trust in God because He's the one that gave us the talent in the first place. You know, so it's kind of like we just love it, I guess.
And I got to say that, you know, the pub thing, like if you're playing the pubs day in day out, I used to do that also at one time. To go, it becomes work because you're doing the same thing over and over. You get people asking you for songs. You know what I mean? You want to write your own stuff. You know what I mean? Even I'm actually a locum. I'm a physical therapist. I locum for a clinic, Physio Savvy in Plaza Dama. So that also keeps. It gives me an outlet. I have to say, to be honest with you as well.
Yeah. Speaking about that, do you guys usually perform covers, or you write your own stuff as well?
We do a bit of both, more on the cover side for now.
Okay.
For now, yeah.
So we do a lot of covers. We've just like Christian mentioned, we just wrote a single. It's a Malay song, so that took us quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's interesting.
The
last
time.
Wait, you're talking about your first single, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last time I remember actually conversing like in fluent Malay constantly. Was
buying your nasi lemak.
Yeah, I mean that one is, you know, that's like broken Malay. You still can, like, you know, can I have one nasi lemak, you know, But talking like fluent Malay and proper diction and the right words.
Yeah. It was funny how
I don't even remember.
it was funny how all of us got together. We said, okay, we need to write this song. And it was so funny how we just sat down in Daryl's room and we had like a whiteboard. They were like, okay, putting all the words down. What is this translation for that one? Yeah, it was good. It was a good education for us as well.
But I mean, guys, what do you think of artists like Yuna and Ziavi who made it not just in Malaysia but way out there? Do you think there are equal chance for Malaysian artists to excel beyond that?
I believe so.
sure.
I really believe so. It to me I think like what all artists say, if you dream about it and you really go out and get it, there is a
You gotta work hard for it.
it's
as well,
possible.
Plus, with the media nowadays, the world's getting so small. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's
I
just so
think
possible,
it's possible for anyone. It's just how much you want to put into it and how passionate you are about it, and just going out and get it.
But they are really top quality.
Yeah,
Yuna and
they're
Z.
awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So we're actually running out of time. But before we wrap things up, is there any message that you want to tell the listeners about your band or about the music industry in general?
Yeah, I think
Okay, first things first. Can I give a shout out?
Sure.
I like to give a shout out to my mom.
Oh.
You know, she's been my massive supporter and biggest critique. My manager, Terence Singh Gill, who without him I wouldn't have pushed myself to do music at all. I would have just focused on my business. He told me, you know what, take a break, go out and do the music, and to these guys, these guys are awesome.
give a shout out. Yeah. To my mom as well, who our parents are sisters, so almost sisters. Hi, my manager Shalini, who puts up with my divaness, to Prasanna, and to these guys, and I think most importantly, one message I'd like to just say, give everybody is that no matter what you're doing, is really like believe in yourself full-heartedly and just go for it. You know.
And listen to John Legend.
Free publicity for John Legend.
This guy should pay me.
Brandon, you want to say something?
Yeah, of course. I think our mothers really play a really big role. So I like to shout out to my mom, my dad as well, and also to all the listeners out there as well. Not give up, you know. Keep going at it, and a really big shout out to God as well, you know, because like without Him, none of us would be here. Especially like I live by the motto whereby, you know, because He has given us a lot and He's given me especially a lot, I should really give it back to Him and use the talent that He's given, you know. So big shout out to Him as well.
Yeah, definitely a big shout out to my parents. They've always been so supportive of me doing my music, and they've always told me not to give up, to just keep pushing, because, and I just want to tell listeners as well that never give up, because there's always something better behind the next corner.
Yeah. Can I just add my grandmother and my dad as well?
My
She
sister
reminded me. Yeah. Everybody we know lah.
Everybody we know lah.
Thanks for the support.
Daryl?
I'm cool. The guy said everything. We are from the same family, so yeah.
I think a lot of people have been very supportive of what we're doing. A lot of
His
bands
parents,
out there.
particularly Daryl's parents, for letting us, be in the studio all the time. Yeah.
Daryl's
Yeah.
parents, exactly. And a lot of bands out there have been very supportive.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Faz, for example, they gave us an opportunity to
Darren
perform
Tay.
with them. Yeah,
Yeah,
Darren
just
Tay, Monty,
Monty,
who
Monty,
gave us
Jonathan
slots
Baines.
at Laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the musicians out there have been great. They've been encouraging us. They've been coming up to us and telling us to do this and that. So it's interesting. Right?
Special shout out to my homie Daniel Verpen as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the... okay.
Can I interrupt you? If you want to look out for us, all you have to do is go on to www.facebook.com/backtobasixx, which is BACK, the number 2, BASIXX. Also, that will be available on YouTube. And also, if you would like to Instagram, that's
Yeah,
Back
we
to
got
Basics
Instagram.
Music.
And also, ding, ding, ding. No, yeah, one more thing. And also for our show, please come down on August the
13th.
August 13th at No Black Tie, Changkat.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. What time is it going to be?
Daryl be
9
talking.
o'clock.
It'll be at 9 o'clock, so yeah.
And thank you for having us over. We really
Oh,
Big
appreciate
shout out
thank
to
you.
Generation.
Thank you very much for joining
first
us.
radio interview.
Yeah.